This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Today is Election Day. Now at 5, what you need to know before you cast your vote at the poll.
Plus, a historic sale sending shockwaves across the globe. But working for you, how the sold sign out at IMS could impact our local economy.
And health officials are investigating a case of mumps at the National FFA convention here in Indianapolis. This morning, their advice to the thousands of attendees that could be exposed to that disease. It's 5 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. It is Election Day. I'm Meredith Barrett.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is with us, breaking down what you can expect as you're heading out to work today or even to the polls. Todd, we know the rain's moving out. That's
and that's the good news. A little bit of rainfall here this morning, but just as quick as the rain moves out, the sunshine moves in. So that is good news for all of us here as we go through, I would say, mid-morning and eventually into the afternoon hours. Here's a live look at Storm Team 6 radar, though. And you can see the light rain falling in Bloomington, Nashville, Columbus, over towards Greensburg. Heavier shower there south of Seymour, but the rain's pretty much come to an end here in the metro area and points to the north. A few sprinkles are possible, but this is all pushing off towards the east pretty quickly, and that is great news. You look back off to the west and you see the clear skies, and that's what we enjoy for most of the day. So do not be dismayed by a little bit of cloud cover here this morning and also some showers that are moving through. Temperature-wise, we are in the 30s and 40s. 39 right now in Crawfordsville and Lafayette, 41 in Greenfield, 43 in Connorsville. So on this election day, by the time we get to mid-morning and then beyond, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. Temperatures should top off right around 50 degrees, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then temperatures slowly fall back down into the 40s if you're voting later in the day. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Pretty smooth sailing as you're heading out the door. Let's take a look at some drive times heading in from the east side. Right now, no delays. A 10-minute drive westbound on I-70 from Post Road to I-65 at the North Split. We'll keep you updated. Let's take a look over on the west side of town, I-465 in Rockville Road. Traffic is moving along up to speed, both northbound and southbound here on the west side. No crashes here to slow you down. Here at 5:02, it is Election Day in the Hoosier State.
Polls in central Indiana will open to voters in a little less than an hour. When you head to cast your ballot, you'll be voting in mayoral and council races and on some school referendums. Remember, when you vote in Marion County, you can cast your ballot at any polling location. You are not limited to a specific place like in years past.
Well, the BMV will be open by 6 o'clock this morning to help get voters the ID cards that they need to vote. On Monday afternoon, a vendor problem prevented BMV offices from doing any transactions. The Bureau website and kiosks were affected. Branches will be open from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. Remember, a state-issued ID is required to vote.
Monday's news that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and IndyCar are now in the hands of Penske Entertainment sent shockwaves across the globe. Penske will only be the 4th owner for that famed oval at 16th and Georgetown. The last time the track changed hands was when Tony Holman bought the track back in 1945. Working for you, RTV6 reached out to the School of Business at the University of Indianapolis for perspective on the sale. We wanted to know what it means for the local economy. Associate Professor Dr. Matt Will calls the move a game changer.
Probably the equivalent would be when the Colts moved here from Baltimore. You know, that brought a tremendous amount of activity. Now, obviously, the Indy 500 isn't moving here. It's already here. But this ownership change is, these are professional executives who run companies internationally. They have media presence. They have entertainment experience. They're going to bring a lot of folks in town that are going to really supercharge, pardon the pun, this entire company.
Dr. Will says currently Indianapolis sees about $400 million per year in economic activity from the Indianapolis 500. He says expect that number to double within the next 5 years.
On Speedway's Main Street, Charlie Brown's Pancake and Steakhouse here. It's a popular spot with drivers and race fans alike. So we talked to people who were just hearing about the news about IMS.
I've been going to the race since I moved here back in the 80s, so I've seen it in its lulls, and I've seen it's coming back, so hopefully it will continue on the uptrend.
I think it was inevitable that something was going to happen, and then as long as it was Penske, I'm okay with it.
Well, We have much more coverage on the sale of IMS to Penske Entertainment right now on the RTV6 app and also at the IndyChannel.com. Coming up at 6 o'clock, our own Rafael Sanchez has a one-on-one conversation with Roger Penske about what's next for the track.
Here at 5:05, state and local health officials are investigating a confirmed case of the mumps in someone who attended the National FFA convention in Indianapolis last week. According to a report from the Indiana State Health Department, the risk of transmission is low. However, healthcare providers are encouraged to consider the possibility of mumps in anyone who has the symptoms and attended the convention on October 30th and 31st. Initial symptoms include a general feeling of discomfort, headache, loss of appetite, low-grade fever, and swelling of the salivary gland below the ear. The incubation period is 12 to 25 days after exposure.
A high honor for schools all across the Hoosier State, including several right here in central Indiana. On Monday, 12 Indiana schools received a Blue Ribbon Award from the U.S. Department of Education. The department says that schools are chosen based on their overall academic excellence or their progress in closing achievement gaps. This award recognizes hard work of educators, students, families, and communities.
We're very blessed with the staff that we have at Logue Elementary, who loves our students first and teaches our students second.
Well, the 6 schools from central Indiana are Brownsburg West Middle School, Immaculate Heart of Mary, and St. Thomas Aquinas schools here in Indianapolis, Mohawk Trails Elementary in Carmel, St. Maria Gorietti on a school in Westfield, and Van Buren Elementary School located in Plainfield.
The future crown jewel of downtown Westfield is expected to open in 2021. Construction is now underway. City leaders and community members celebrated the start of a Grand Junction Plaza at a groundbreaking ceremony. The $35 million project will be the centerpiece of the new downtown. Toby Miles owns a restaurant and ice cream shop in the area. He's excited for the new plaza to bring more customers to small businesses like his and others.
As a business owner, you want foot traffic. You know, that's crucial to any small business, and this is just having the center of a city right outside your front door is just monumental. It's crucial.
The 6-acre park will feature green space, trails, an amphitheater, and an ice skating rink.
An eastern Indiana mall damaged by a June tornado has reopened, all but one store damaged by the storm. The Richmond Mall and nearby businesses took a direct hit from the June 16th storm with 85-mile-per-hour winds. 9 stores remained closed, even though a majority of the mall reopened in early July. This morning, Office Max remains the only closed store. Officials say the tornado punched a hole through the store's roof and blew out its windows. The store is expected to reopen in December.
There are countless reasons to adopt. One of those is the life you will impact.
Yeah, but there are still thousands of kids who are waiting in foster care for that right family. Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with a message. One of the mothers who chose to give her son a life that she couldn't provide. Kelsey.
Good morning. Yeah, so this month is National Adoption Awareness Month, and one mother from Hope, Indiana wants to tell her story and spread her message. Melissa Coles gave her son up for adoption more than 20 years ago when she found herself pregnant and alone at age 18. She tells me she was close with her family, but she was afraid of what they would think, so she never told them what she was going through. In fact, she says she managed to keep it a secret for more than 15 years. Coles says she suffered in silence, and her goal now is to make sure no one else does.
No matter what your story is, no matter what your case is, there is someone that can and will help you. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy, because I know in the documentary everything looks perfect, but adoption is not perfect and it's not easy. So I don't want to give anyone the false illusion that it is.
Coles says a conversation between her and a social worker when she was 18 is what saved her biological son's life. Coming up in the next half hour, hear more of Coles' story and how you can get involved in Adoption Awareness Month. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. The time now is 5:09 on this Election Day morning. We're dealing with a little bit of rainfall in spots. Now, the rain is moving out. That is the good news, so do not be dismayed by this rain as you walk out the door and you see the wet ground. It is not going to last very long. And you see most of the activity is down to the south. A lot of that to the north that you see on radar is not even reaching the ground. But some light showers from Bloomfield to Bloomington to Nashville, Columbus, up towards Shelbyville. And the back edge of this band of rain that is pushing through is in eastern Illinois. So it lingers for maybe another hour. It's diminishing as we speak. And then once we get to, I would say, mid-morning on, we are dealing with just quiet conditions and more in the way of sunshine working in. So it could be a lingering shower here through the 6, 7 o'clock hour. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures holding pretty steady right around 41 degrees. But again, by mid-morning and then into the afternoon, nothing but sunshine for you. With that sunshine, highs will be in the upper 40s to the north in Kokomo as well as Lafayette. Look for high temperatures in southern locations today to climb into the low 50s.
Todd, thank you. A plan to blow up a synagogue in Colorado stopped by the FBI. Coming up, how officials discovered and prevented a major disaster.
And researchers say screen time for young kids can hurt their development. Still ahead, why too much TV time can be harmful for children's brains. We'll be right back.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
It's 5:13 on your Tuesday, and it's Election Day. Here's a live look at your drive this morning on I-465 on the northeast side. This is near Fall Creek Road. No problems here. Northbound and southbound, all the lanes are open and moving along up to speed.
A Supreme Court battle is brewing over President Trump's tax returns. The president lost an appeal on Monday to keep his returns from a Manhattan grand jury. A 3-judge appeals court panel agreed with the lower court, saying the president is not exempt from a state grand jury proceeding, including subpoenas. The court is sending back down to the lower court for additional argument. The case involves Trump's bid to stop the Manhattan district attorney from obtaining his personal and corporate tax returns and other financial documents. The district attorney subpoenaed the president's accounting firm as part of a grand jury investigation into whether President Trump and his associates broke state laws like falsifying business records.
This morning, the FBI says it prevented what it believes was an attempt to commit a major hate crime out in Colorado. Richard Holzer was arrested late Friday night. Agents say that he was planning to blow up a synagogue. Officials called the 27-year-old a domestic terrorist and a white supremacist. According to court documents, Holzer first showed up on the FBI's radar after a tip in late September about comments that he'd made online. The documents say that he also shared photos of himself casing a synagogue in Pueblo. By this weekend, officials say that he was meeting up with an undercover agent to talk about buying a pipe bomb. He apparently showed up to that meeting with a Nazi armband, a knife, and a mask.
This morning, a South Alabama community continues to search for a missing woman. Anaya Blanchard was reported missing back on October 24th in Auburn, Alabama. 24 hours later, her vehicle was found in a Montgomery apartment complex 50 miles away. Late last week, police say they found evidence inside the car that Blanchard had been harmed. This morning, a $105,000 reward has pledged to find the missing woman.
Some incredible video now out of California this morning. Ventura County Fire tweeted out this, and what looks like the fight to fight the Maria fire from the air. The night aerials show the Ventura County Air Unit flying directly over the large flames and those plumes of smoke. The Maria fire has burned more than 9,000 acres and is 70% contained. That's according to CAL FIRE. The fire started on October 31st and 2 structures have been destroyed. Back here at home, Todd, want to get a check of our Tuesday forecast. Rain moving out.
Yeah, and that is the good news as many of you head to the polls here today to cast your vote. We're just dealing with rain probably, honestly, for the next hour or so. And even if you do see the rain, as you see here on Storm Team 6 radar, it is all very, very light. So places like Columbus, even Shelbyville over towards Nashville, Bloomington down to Bedford, Spencer, you're dealing with some light rain showers. As you work your way north, I know a lot of green shows up here north of I-70 on radar, but most of this isn't reaching the ground. And if it is, it's just a very, very light shower or two. And here's the back edge. So all of this is going to start to wind down very, very quickly here here throughout the course of the next hour or two. And then we have plenty of clear skies back off to the west, and that's what we're going to enjoy throughout the afternoon hours. Let me walk you through it hour by hour. Here we are in just about 40 minutes or so at 6 o'clock. This rain's shutting down by 8 a.m. Most of the shower activity is just in southeastern Indiana and already clearing to the north. So everybody's definitely going to wake up to some cloud cover here, but it's only a couple of you as you get out the door at 8 a.m. that is going to be dealing with the rain showers, and that's in southeastern locations. By mid-morning, everybody's mostly sunny. Once you get the sunshine in here, you keep the sunshine throughout the remainder of the day. So don't be worried about the clouds and a little bit of shower activity this morning. It does turn into just a terrific afternoon for us across the area. Here is a live look from IMS as you look down the front stretch there. 42 degrees is the current temperature. The winds have switched directions. So yesterday they were out of the south. They were pretty breezy, but they have calmed. That's the good news. Only 5 miles per hour, and those temperatures all across the area are in the 30s and 40s this morning. 40 in Greencastle, 41 in Bloomington, 44 is the current temperature as you work your way up into the Muncie area. So still mostly cloudy at 8 a.m. as you work your way into the noon hour. Mostly sunny, 48 degrees. Our high gets up to right around 49 degrees, which is about 10 degrees below normal, but with light winds and sunshine, won't feel all that bad. And 8 p.m., clear skies and a temperature right around 40 degrees. Now, tomorrow is a decent day for us. Sunshine, temperatures back into the mid-50s, so it's warmer. Some of you even could get close to 60 degrees throughout the day tomorrow, and enjoy it, because on Thursday, we bring back in the potential for some rain and also even some snow across the area. It'll overspread the area late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So as you wake up Thursday morning, definitely the potential of some snow falling across the area, rain down to the south. If you do see the snow at this point, we are not expecting much, if anything, in the way of accumulation. That is good news. But what this rain and snow does do, it ushers in another blast of colder air as we work our way into the end of the week. In fact, when you wake up on Friday morning, the temperature is going to be 23 in the city, maybe even some teens in the outlying areas, and then a high of 37 Friday afternoon, back into the 40s, though, Lauren, for the weekend.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Want to take you up to the northwest side, I-465 and I-865. Traffic here near the Dog Lake is traveling smoothly this morning. No issues to slow you down, so let's plan out your drive. Heading southbound this morning on I-69 from State Road 13 to the I-465 ramps. No delays. You can expect a 13-minute drive.
Vaping is not a gateway to teen smoking. That's according to a new study this morning. The new research found teens who experiment with vaping are more likely to try cigarettes, but vaping first does not increase the odds that they'll become smokers. The study calls into question earlier research that's linked to e-cigarettes to smoking. This time, researchers used complex statistical analysis. They took into account pre-existing differences among teens like race and gender. They also looked at behavioral information like being disciplined at home or how often the teens took risks.
Screen time can have significant impacts on brain development in young children. A new study looks at 3 to 5-year-olds who use TVs, tablets, and smartphones for more than 1 hour a day. Researchers said that those children had lower levels of development in the brain's white matter. That's an area key to the development of language, literacy, and cognitive skills. The new study used a special type of MRI. It's the first study to document screen time and brain structure development in preschool-aged children.
Good news this morning for Hoosiers looking for work. Bank of America is raising its minimum wage to $20 an hour in 2020. That's a year earlier than expected. This is because banks are struggling to find workers thanks to the tight job market. It previously planned to increase paychecks in 2021, but the bank is bumping up its timeline, saying it wants to share the company's success with its employees. 2 years ago, the bank's employees got a raise to a minimum of $15 an hour. A transit employee is being credited for saving a man from being hit by a train. See the incredible rescue and hear from the man being called a hero after the break.
Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Welcome back. The time right now is 5:24. We're monitoring ongoing construction on I-70 and Mount Comfort Road. The good news is you're traveling through that area to our east this morning. Everything's traveling up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye on that area. So a California transit employee is being hailed as a hero for rescuing a man who fell onto those tracks as a train approached.
San Francisco police say the unidentified man was intoxicated and accidentally fell onto the tracks. Transit employee John O'Connor grabbed the man and pulled him back onto the platform just in the nick of time. Take a look at this. O'Connor is a former train operator. He has worked for BART for 24 years.
Fortunate the guy put me there and he got to see another day. When I spoke to him later, I told him, hey, pay it forward.
A passenger who witnessed the episode posted a video on Twitter of the two men hugging afterward. The incident happened after an NFL game between the Oakland Raiders and the Detroit Lions.
In the Dominican Republic, 427 couples are Guinness World Record holders this morning. They collectively held the title for the largest number of synchronized merengue dancers. On Sunday, the couples performed to the rhythm of the Dominican merengue for 5 minutes, 18 seconds. The project was to help raise national pride. The previous record from 2013 belonged to Russian dancers. Mission accomplished in the rhythm of merengue. There you go. Pretty big event there.
And you know what? The good news is no one will be dancing in the rain this morning because it sounds like the rain has pretty much moved out of the area.
Yeah, it's still raining in some southern locations right now, as you can see on Storm Team 6 radar, down towards Bloomington and Greensburg. But most of the area is done with the rain. It's going to take a little while to get the dampness out of the way, and the roads are certainly still going to be on the wet side, even in northern locations. But this rain's probably only with us for another hour or so, and then we quickly get into sunshine once the rain moves out. So just a little bit of a slow start here this morning, but then mostly sunny skies throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours until sunset. 48 in Peru today, 49 in Indy. High temperatures in southern locations today will be topping off in the low to mid 50s.
So these are the points of impact where bullets fly into this rental property. But who's responsible for the damage? That story at 6 a.m. when I join Lauren and Meredith on Good Morning Indiana.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5:30 on Good Morning Indiana, the polls will be open soon for you to make your voice heard this election day. We're going to break down the key races that are on your ballot.
And the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been sold. What the new owner envisions for the Speedway's future. But first, it is 5:30 here on your Tuesday morning. I'm Meredith Barron.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We do want to get a check of our forecast. If you are heading out to the polls, or maybe you're just heading out to work or school today, Todd Clausen is standing by.
Yeah, do not be dismayed as you look out your window, and some of you may be seeing a few rain showers here this morning. They are on their way out, and we will have a lot of sunshine throughout the day today. It turns into a really, really nice day. In fact, I didn't even check the umbrella since you probably only need it for maybe another hour or so. But I did check the sunglasses because as soon as the rain moves out, plenty of sunshine in the forecast. So your outdoor workout should be good to go. And obviously, you may need a light jacket here this morning. But here's what's left of the rain. A few sprinkles north of Indianapolis, a little more in the way of light, steadier rain still from Bloomington over towards the Columbus area. But this is all starting to wrap up across the area. The clouds probably linger till 8, 9 o'clock this morning, but they too will start to move out pretty quickly. So you just got to be a little bit patient, especially the further south you are this morning, as you'll deal with these rain showers. Temperature-wise, we are in the 30s and 40s, so it's cool. It's a little damp out there. That's why I think you probably need to have the jacket handy. But on this election day, by the time we get to, say, 10, 11 o'clock, mostly sunny skies from that point forward throughout the day. And as far as temperatures go, we'll make a steady climb through the 40s and eventually topping off right around 50 degrees as we get into the middle half of the afternoon.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We're keeping a close eye on your roads this Tuesday morning as you're heading out there. Here is a live look at I-465 and I-74 over on the west side of town. Traffic here is moving along just fine. No issues. Let's take a look here at our traffic now map and plan out your drive heading southbound from the northwest side. Starting at I-865 in the Dog Leg, heading to I-70 at the North Split. It's a 17-minute drive, no delays there. So let's take a turn across town to the southeast side, I-74 and Acton Road. You can see traffic here is pretty quiet this morning. We'll continue to keep an eye out for any crashes that might slow you down. Well, today is Election Day, and we have everything you need to know before you go make your voice heard.
While there are no statewide positions on the ballot this year, there are some key races. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is up for re-election. He's facing off against Republican State Senator Jim Merritt and Libertarian candidate Douglas McNaughton. All 25 city-county council seats are also up for grabs. In addition to a number of other races in the surrounding area, there are school referendums in Center Grove, Lawrence Township, Carmel, Zionsville, and Danville. You can find more about these issues and today's races online and on the RTV6 mobile app.
And if you're heading out to the polls today, here are some things to keep in mind. Polls are open from 6 this morning until 6 tonight. And if you live and you're in line by 6, you will be allowed to vote. You can check your polling location at indianavoters.in.gov. If you live in Marion County, you can vote at any of the 273 voting centers around town. Also, make sure to bring your government-issued photo ID with you. If you happen to forget it, you can still vote with a provisional ballot, and then you'll have 10 days to show your ID to the county election office. And last but not least, make sure that you check your voter registration. If you happen to have any issues today at the polls, you can contact the Hoosier Voting Hotline at 866-IN-1VOTE.
Some major changes are on the way in central Indiana and in the racing world. Yesterday, the Penske Corporation announced it is buying the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the IndyCar Racing Series. The sale of IMS ends more than 70 years of ownership by the Holman family, but the new ownership brings a familiar face. Roger Penske is the winningest Indy 500 team owner in history with 18 victories. The new owners are already looking at what the future holds for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
There'll be lots of changes as we go forward the industry, and we got to be sure that we stay ahead of that. And the opportunity to use this speedway, for multiple purposes and get the utilization that's due, I think will be one of the great challenges, but also one of the great opportunities.
The sale will be official once all the government approvals and conditions have been met. State and local leaders weighed in on the decision. Governor Holcomb releasing a statement saying in part that he, quote, couldn't be more excited about the future of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the captain, Roger Penske, at the helm. And the town of Speedway says, quote, we are confident that Penske Entertainment Corporation will build up upon the progress made by Holman & Co. and continue to honor the traditions that make our town and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway so iconic. Several drivers also weighed in on Twitter thanking the Holman George family for their years of stewardship over IMS.
Some parents in Zionsville are questioning the way the school district handles potential threats after a scare last month. Deb Wedner kept her son home from Zionsville High School on October 21st after hearing rumors about another student making threats. She tells us no one heard anything from the district until about 11:30 that morning. That's when a non-emergency notification was sent to the parents, but Wedner says she wishes that leaders had addressed that issue sooner.
I think most of us that knew about it, moms and students, wish that there would have been some proactive information sent out that said, hey, this is what's gone on. Here's how we're addressing it. Let's collaborate and make Monday a great day.
Well, the superintendent tells RTV6 the district only sends out alerts when there's a direct or imminent threat to student safety. In this case, he says there was not. The email was only sent out in this case to clear up any rumors.
A man convicted in connection to a double murder that happened in the presence of a 4-year-old child learned his fate. A judge sentenced Maurice Turrentine to 24 years in prison. After 2 mistrials, a jury convicted Turrentine of voluntary manslaughter last month. 2 men were shot and killed at a home on Villa Avenue on the southeast side in 2017.
Well, it is November and many of you are already starting to shop for the holidays, but if you plan on buying items online, you'll want to remember to do it safely. The Franklin Police Department is the latest to create an exchange zone at their own police station. It's a safe place to meet buyers and sellers when you do business on sites like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Lori Cox lives in Franklin and she's grateful for this new option.
It's a comfort knowing that if I purchase something online or like a custody thing or a meetup of someone you don't know.
Well, the department is also working to put up signs that alert people that they're being recorded on surveillance cameras at the police station. You can find a list of safe zones near you by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
There are countless reasons to adopt. One of those is the life you'll be impacting.
But there are still thousands of kids who are waiting in the foster care system for the right family. On RTV6, our own Kelsey Anderson has the story of one woman's difficult parting and the reunion 2 decades in the making. Kelsey, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so I went to Hope, Indiana, where I met Melissa Coles, a woman who gave up her child more than 20 years ago for adoption. And now she's speaking out, spreading her message of hope, and she wants people to find the support that they need. This is the moment Melissa Coles and David Scotton reunited almost 20 years after Coles put her son up for adoption.
I was 18 years old when I found that I was pregnant. And I was unable to care for my child at that time due to very unfortunate circumstances. I was on an abortion table, and my birth son was seconds away from being aborted.
Their story is told in the documentary I Lived on Parker Avenue. Coles tells me at the time she thought abortion was her only option until a social worker told her she could put her baby up for adoption.
Knowing that he was going to be provided for in a way that I would not have been able to provide at that given time is what got me through.
Coles says she kept her story a secret for more than 15 years. Only she and the biological father knew about David.
When I came clean and I came out and I shared the story with everybody, my mom's expression, my dad's expression, my daughter's expression that she's got a full-blooded brother, they were all very supportive. And they all said, why didn't you come to me? You wouldn't have been alone. It's okay.
November is Adoption Awareness Month, and Coles has one message.
If you are experiencing an unplanned pregnancy, is don't suffer in silence. You are not alone. There are so many resources, no matter what state you're in. There are pregnancy resources available that want to help you and cannot wait for that phone call.
Coles travels around the country now telling her story. On November 22nd, there is going to be an adoption celebration at the City County building in Marion County. You can visit this story on the RTV6 website for more information. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, a great message there. Thank you. Mayor Joe Hogsett has named Hawville the city's Neighborhood of the Month for November. The Neighborhood of the Month program highlights neighborhood initiatives, recognizes outstanding community engagement, and uplifts investments in the area. Hawville was settled in the 1830s and officially annexed by the city of Indianapolis in 1897. Today, members of the Neighborhood Association have launched several programs to help improve the area, including initiating a community canvas and collaborating with Matchbook Learning at Wendell Phillips School 63 to help launch a butterfly sanctuary.
Indiana basketball season is back. Indiana University is set for their season opener tonight against Western Illinois. Reports say senior guard and co-captain Devontae Green will not be playing because of a hamstring injury. IU will host the Leathernecks at home at Alumni Hall at 7 p.m. RTV6 will be live in Bloomington with game coverage tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock. Todd, as people are heading out the door today, what can they expect?
You know, as they walk out the door, some of you are seeing rain showers here this morning, but the good news is once we get past about 8 a.m., we are done with the threat of rain. So if you're going to the polls early here on Election Day, you may have a few spotty showers, especially in southern locations. If you're going later on this afternoon, and no issues whatsoever. So here's what's left of the shower activity on Storm Team 6 radar. And the rain's light but steady here from Bloomington to Seymour to Greensburg, but that's just about it. You get north of that line and it's just a hit or miss shower here or there. We all have the cloud cover in place, but that too will move out as soon as the rain comes to an end. So it actually does turn into an absolutely beautiful day for us as the kids head off to school. I don't really think you need to have the umbrella handy, maybe just a jacket with a hood on for those spotty showers in southern locations. But as the kids come home from school, no issues whatsoever. The temperature a little bit below normal with a high today of 49 degrees, but skies will be mostly sunny. It'll be a good afternoon to send them out and play. Tomorrow's the warmest day of the week. We'll talk about that coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
Todd, thanks. Democrats are releasing new information about the impeachment investigation. Coming up, what was said in the closed-door testimony.
And Amazon is offering offering new delivery options this holiday season. Still ahead, how you can get your package delivered the next day for free.
And right now at 5:42, we're keeping a close eye on traffic. Here's a look on the south side, I-65 and Edgewood Avenue. You can see traffic here is moving along both northbound and southbound, traveling up to speed. No crashes right now on the roads to slow you down, but we'll keep a close eye on things as we head into the 6 o'clock hour. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Doctor about Chantix.
Welcome back. Explosive testimony has now been made public, revealing more information about the impeachment inquiry against President Trump.
Democrats released statements made by key witnesses, former Ukraine ambassador Marie Yovanovitch and former senior advisor Michael McKinley on Monday. Yovanovitch was removed from her position after a campaign by President Trump and his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. In her testimony, she said that the Ukraine policy led by Giuliani was, quote, not good policy and was a partisan game. McKinley, who served as advisor to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, resigned from his post in protest. He said that he was disturbed that foreign governments were being used to find negative information about political opponents. Last week, the House voted to have public proceedings on the investigation moving forward.
The president also facing a new lawsuit. Columnist and Hoosier native E. Jean Carroll is suing Trump on Monday for defamation over what he said about her sexual assault allegation against him. In her book, Carroll says that Trump raped her in a luxury department store dressing room in the 90s. The president says it was totally false and that he had never met her. In the lawsuit, Carroll calls his response false and defamatory. Trump's legal team has not yet commented on this new lawsuit.
The suspected gunman in the Santa Fe high school mass shooting has been declared incompetent to stand trial. Dimitrios Pagorchi's lawyers say 3 experts made the same recommendation about the teen. He is being charged with murder for the shooting that left 10 people dead and 13 injured in May of 2018. The judge still has to make an official ruling on whether he can stand trial. Pagorchi's will be sent to a mental health facility for treatment and then be reevaluated.
At 5:47, evacuation orders have been lifted from areas affected by California's largest active wildfire. Nearly 200,000 people can return home from the Kincaid fire in Sonoma County. Firefighters' progress has gotten the fire about 80% contained. The fire destroyed more than 370 buildings and burned close to 78,000 acres. Even though evacuees can return home, officials say there are still health hazards in the burn areas. The cause of the fire has not been determined at this time. Back here at home, we do want to get a check of our Tuesday forecast. And Todd, what's going on the radar?
Well, a little bit of rain out there this morning, Lauren, especially in southern locations. I woke up and heard a little bit here in Indianapolis this morning, and the roads were wet on my drive into work. But most of the rain is starting to come to an end. And from this point forward, it should shut down pretty quickly. But some light showers from Bloomington up towards Martinsville. Light rain in Nashville down to Bedford over towards Columbus. And really, this is just about it. I know it's showing some green on Storm Team 6 radar here north of Indianapolis, but most of this isn't reaching the ground. If it is, it's a spot sprinkle, and that is just about it. And the back edge of this rain shower activity is already in eastern Illinois, so it's going to shut down pretty quickly. The clouds, they'll probably linger into the 8, 9 o'clock hour, so it's not the brightest commute for you into work this morning, but it turns into a great day from about mid-morning onward into the afternoon hours. And you can see these showers by 8 o'clock, just a few linger in far southeastern portions of Indiana. At this point, the sky's starting to clear in northwest locations. By the time we get to mid-afternoon, we're all mostly sunny. It's a beautiful day for us with temperatures that'll be climbing up to right around 50 degrees. So that's just a little bit below normal, but not terrible for this time of year. And the sunshine and the lack of wind will definitely help things. It's 39 in Martinsville right now, 40 in Tipton, 39 is the current temperature in Peru. And as we work our way throughout the day today, here's the clouds still at 9 a.m. Once we get into that sunshine, 46 degrees by 11 a.m. Mostly sunny this afternoon. Highs will top off right around 49, 50 degrees between the 2 and 3 o'clock hour. And then temperatures slowly start to fall later on this evening. Sunset tonight, that is going to be at 5:39. So if you're heading last minute to the polls before they close at 6 o'clock, mainly clear, 44 degrees, and then eventually 30s as you stay out a little bit later past the 9 o'clock hour. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, it's chilly. It's below freezing in all locations tomorrow morning. 31 in Indianapolis 31 in Bloomington, 20s though to the north from Lafayette to Peru. Despite the chilly start, tomorrow is the warmest day that I have in my extended forecast with temperatures in the mid-50s. Lots of sunshine throughout the day. It's really, really nice out there through the afternoon hours, and enjoy it, because once we get to Thursday morning, look what happens. We bring precipitation back, and it's cold enough that some of you see some snow showers for your Thursday morning commute. It's probably rain showers down to the south, but that is a cold front that's coming through, and not expecting any accumulation with the snow. But look what happens to temperatures Friday morning, 17 to about 22 degrees across the area. It is going to be a very, very cold morning for us, up to 37 Friday afternoon with sunshine, and then high temperatures will be in the 40s for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic as you're heading out the door on this Tuesday. Looking here at the metro area, everything is green, traveling up to speed. Blending out your drive heading in from the west side of town on I-70, traveling eastbound from Ronald Reagan Parkway into the downtown area at I-65 in the south split. Everything's moving just fine. A 12-minute drive you can expect for your commute. So let's take a turn right now and take you up north of this spot. This is our INDOT traffic camera at I-465 and I-865. You see the orange barrels out there. This is a long-term construction project that's ongoing there on the northwest side, but it's not slowing things down this morning. Everything's traveling up to speed. We'll continue to keep you updated.
If you're an Amazon Prime member, the company is offering some free new delivery options this holiday season. Amazon will offer more than 10 million items available for free next-day delivery. That will include popular gifts like toys, games, and electronics. There is also an option to pick up Amazon packages in-store at various partner locations. Pickup areas will be located within Rite Aid, GNC, and some independent pharmacies. The delivery giant is also already offering holiday deals starting this Friday. And there are lots of food delivery services out there, but how about one that uses robots? After the break, how college students in Wisconsin are getting to try this food service from the future. We'll be right back. Students at the University of Wisconsin in Madison will soon get dining hall food delivered by robots. The school is launching the service with 30 autonomous robots from Starship Technologies. This is the same delivery service currently being offered at Purdue University. Students can order what they want on an app and drop a pin where they want it delivered. A notification will be sent when the bot arrives, and you can even track it on its journey. The food is kept in a cooler-like body of the robot, which can carry about 20 pounds. The service costs students about $2 per delivery. And having formerly lived in Madison, the winters there can be awfully rough.
Can you imagine seeing that going down the snowy path?
I'll be interested to see how those robots do on the snow, and I can see a lot of students taking advantage of that when the weather does turn bad.
Yeah, load that thing up from Brotsum State Street, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's where it's
some
coming
cheese
from.
curds and some spotted cow, of course, Todd.
All right, there you go. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with temperatures that are in the 40s right now anywhere you go. You see quite a bit of green on Storm Team 6 radar, and obviously that is rain. It's coming to an end. A lot of this is false returns to the north, but still some light shower activity down to the south. That all moves out by about 8 a.m. So on this election day, there's a few showers early on, but then it becomes mostly sunny, and it's a very pleasant afternoon with lots of sunshine and temperatures this afternoon that'll eventually climb up to right around 50 degrees.
Todd, thank you. Health officials are investigating a case of mumps at the National FFA Convention here in Indianapolis. Coming up in the next half hour, their advice to the thousands of attendees that could be exposed to the disease.
Not one, not two, not three, but many more bullets riddle a home. So who is responsible for all of the damage? I'm Rafael Sanchez. That story next on RTV6.